All right, today we're diving into something that could literally change the game when it comes to financial security. It's a technology designed to make financial fraud, at least the internal kind, a thing of the past. We're talking about making our financial records mathematically unbreakable. Let's get into it. Okay, just think about this for a second. What if your company's entire financial history, every invoice, every payment, every single transaction, could just be secretly rewritten? It's a terrifying thought, but it's a very real vulnerability in most accounting systems out there today. A single person with the right permissions could alter everything, and you might never even know it happened. So there's a name for this scary little trick. It's called the silent edit. This is when a trusted administrator, someone with all the keys, can just go back in time, digitally speaking, and change a number, delete a record, or fudge an invoice, and leave absolutely no trace. It's the digital equivalent of rewriting history. And believe me, it is the root cause of some of the most devastating internal fraud cases out there. So, how did we even get here? Well, the silent edit threat exists because for decades, pretty much all of our financial software has been built on this single, kind of shaky idea, what we can call assumed trust. The Integrinow white paper has this fantastic term for it, administrator omnipotence. And it's exactly what it sounds like, right? It means one person, just one, has the power to change anything. In most systems, there's a super admin who holds the keys to the entire kingdom. Their control is practically absolute, and that creates a massive single point of failure.
And this slide, this right here, really lays out the core difference. We're talking about a huge shift, moving from a system that's based on trusting people to do the right thing to a system that's based on pure, cold, hard math. It's the difference between a black box, where anything could be happening inside, and a transparent ledger that's built from the ground up to be verified.
All of this boils down to three huge systemic risks. First, you've got the silent edit, which we've been talking about. Then there's the black box audit. How can auditors do their job if the data they're looking at might have been cleaned up beforehand? And finally, you have this data privacy paradox, the challenge of proving your company is financially healthy without having to reveal all your sensitive customer or transaction data to the world.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem. The solution here isn't just some patch or a quick fix. We're talking about a complete paradigm shift in how we think about accountability. It's about moving from a world of trust to a world of verification. And this is the mantra. This is the core idea that changes everything. Trust the math, not the administrator. It's so simple, but it's absolutely revolutionary. Instead of putting your faith in a person who could be bribed, coerced, or just make a mistake, you put your faith in the unchangeable laws of mathematics. That's the bedrock of this whole thing. Okay, so how does this actually work in practice? How do you trust the math? Well, think of it like a multi-layered cryptographic shield. Each layer is specifically designed to stop a different kind of attack. Let's break down that first layer. All right, that first layer is what's called an immutable ledger. Picture a digital chain, okay? Every single transaction is a link in that chain. And here's the magic. Each link is cryptographically locked to the one right before it using an algorithm called SHA-256. So if someone tries to go back and change just one little thing in the past, bam, the entire chain shatters from that point forward. Tampering isn't just difficult, it's mathematically impossible to hide.
Next up, we have something called zero-knowledge proofs, or ZKPs for short. These things are brilliant. They solve that whole data privacy problem we talked about. A company can use a ZKP to prove a statement is true, like, hey, our assets are greater than our liabilities, without ever showing you the actual numbers. It's kind of like proving you know a secret password without ever saying the password out loud.
But what about stopping a bad actor in real time? Before the damage is done. That's where multi-signature governance comes into play. Let's say an AI flags a weird-looking transaction. First, it gets automatically sent to a secure holding area, this treasury queue. It's stuck there. It cannot move forward until, and this is the crucial part, at least two separate administrators give it the green light. No single person can ever push through a shady payment on their own.
So you take all these layers, the immutable ledger, the zero-knowledge proofs, the multi-sig governance, and you put them all together. What do you get? You get a fortress of code. A system that's literally built from the ground up to defend against the most dangerous threat of all, the malicious insider.
And this table just nails it. It shows you the whole defense in-depth strategy. An admin tries to silently edit history, the SHA-256 chaining stops them cold. They try to sabotage the data, just delete everything? Nope, immutable snapshots have it covered. What if they try to tamper with the actual code of the system? A digital auditor catches it. And if their login gets stolen, multi-signature governance means the thief can't move any money. See, Every angle, every potential attack has a defense built right in.
Now, I mentioned those immutable snapshots. They use this really cool tech called WARM. It stands for Write Once, Read Many. The easiest way to think about it is like carving something in stone. Once that backup is saved, that's it. It's permanent. Even the system itself isn't allowed to go back and change or delete its own history. This guarantees you always have a clean, unchangeable recovery point, no matter what.
And here it is, the final, ultimate layer of security, the cherry on top. The system periodically takes a cryptographic fingerprint of its own records and saves it to a public blockchain. This creates what you can think of as an external witness. It's a permanent, public, unchangeable timestamp. So even in some crazy, worst-case scenario where the entire internal system is somehow compromised, that public record would scream to the world that something went wrong.
So look, this is more than just a bunch of clever code, right? This is about fundamentally changing the standard of accountability in our financial world. Let's talk about why this is such a big deal.
And the demand for this kind of security? It's already exploding. For one, public companies needed to meet super strict regulatory requirements for things like Sarbanes-Oxley. Then you've got cyber insurance. You can bet that companies with hardened systems like this are going to get much lower premiums. And for the whole world of fintech and DeFi, being able to prove you're solvent in real time, that's the ultimate way to build trust with your users.
So it really all comes down to this. We're at the start of a massive shift, from trusting people to trusting math. And so I'll leave you with this question. If our financial systems no longer have to rely on human trust, what new things become possible? What new kinds of businesses and services can we build when Trust Me is finally replaced with